Dead Cells is a 2D roguelike Metroidvania game with 4 paid DLCs and 1 free DLC. The main thing I want to talk about today is the combat related mechanics in this game. I'm going to split this video up into 3 different parts, the first one being general combat and gameplay, the second one being getting stronger and New Game Plus, and the third one being equipment. Dead Cells is a very fast-paced game with extremely precise movement and combat where one small mistake can snowball you into dying. You can die so easily in the game that it's kinda expected for you to die a few times. After the first couple areas in a run, there are ways to get more weapons, amulets, or skills by opening time doors or killstreak doors. Time doors can only be used if you get to them at least 1 second before the time limit for the doors to stay opened. Even if you are 1 second over the time limit, the door can't be opened again. Killstreak doors are only opened after you kill a certain amount of enemies without taking any damage before getting to the door. If you take damage before you hit the required number, then you have to restart from scratch, but if you take damage after the required kills, then you can still get the bonus. To finish a run, you have to go through 3 sets of bosses and sometimes 4 with a couple of the DLC bosses. The first set of bosses could either be the Concierge, Conjunctivius, Mama Tick, or Death. The second set of bosses includes the Timekeeper, the Giant, and Scarecrow. The third set includes the Hand of the King, the Servants, and Dracula. And if you choose to fight either the Servants or Dracula as your third boss, then you get to fight the Queen or Dracula Final Form. Some bosses are significantly easier depending on the loadout you have or what build you're planning on doing. For example, for something like Conjunctivius, it is a lot easier to fight it with a ranged weapon, but I think if you level your stats properly, then you're gonna have a decent time either way. There are 3 different stats in Dead Cells: Brutality, Tactics, and Survival. The easiest way to get stronger is to level one of these stats whenever you come across a scroll. There are 4 different kinds of scrolls you can use. Scrolls of Power let you choose one of the 3 stats to level up once. Assassin's Scrolls let you level up either Brutality or Tactics. Minotaur's Scrolls let you level up either Brutality or Survival. And Guardian's Scrolls let you level up either Survival or Tactics. It may seem like it's more beneficial to level all 3 stats equally because that's how you can get the most health, but it's the complete opposite of what you want to do. In the runs that I'm showing you, you can see that every time I level a stat, I'm completely focused on leveling only one of the stats, and only level the others if I absolutely have to. I do this because your weapons and items scale off different stats, so one weapon could scale off Brutality and another could scale off Tactics. For example, if I had 3 levels in all 3 stats while using a Brutality weapon, then I would be doing way less damage than if I had 9 levels in Brutality and only 1 level in Tactics and Survival. You can also collect 4 scroll fragments to get a Scroll of Power, but only when you have 3 or more boss cells. Boss stem cells, or just boss cells, are permanent items that increase the difficulty of the game when they are active. They increase the strength of enemies, amount of enemies, and the variety of enemies, while also limiting the amount of healing sources you get in each run. In exchange of everything getting much harder with each boss cell activated, you can also get more permanent upgrades to increase the strength of all weapons and skills that you find. There are also some doors that can only be opened when you have a certain amount of boss cells activated. Right now I only have 3 boss cells, so I don't really know how much harder the game gets in the end, but judging on how hard it is now, it's gonna be crazy. There are a total of 120 different weapons and 62 different skills you can find, but most of them you have to unlock by finding blueprints of those weapons or skills. Blueprints have a small chance of dropping off of most monsters, but most of the time each monster that are able to drop blueprints drop different blueprints. So not only do you have to get lucky that a monster will drop the blueprint, but you also need to find the monster that drops the blueprint that you want. After you get the blueprints, you can bring them to an NPC called the Collector, so you can unlock them with the right amount of cells. Cells can drop off of every monster. Other equipment that can make you stronger are amulets. Amulets come in ruby, topaz, sapphire, golden, and moonstone, and I don't think the type of amulet actually makes too much of a difference. Amulets carry one or two affixes, grant damage reduction, and give the player more stats. The easiest way to get an amulet is to defeat elite monsters or to get them through time doors or killstreak doors. As I said before, each weapon and skill scale off of either brutality, tactics, or survival. Brutality weapons are usually faster melee weapons or close range weapons. Tactic weapons are usually longer range weapons, and survival weapons are usually bigger and slower weapons. My personal favorite types of weapons are brutality weapons since my aggressive playstyle fits them a lot better compared to tactic weapons or survival weapons. Every weapon has a unique moveset and can be strong enough to bring you into the endgame, so it's definitely a good idea to be able to adapt to each weapon moveset quickly, since it's never guaranteed that you'll find the same weapon again in a different run. Thank you for watching. I highly recommend this game if you're into roguelikes or just really hard games.